In a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always be aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news,
You're
guys.
hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. And you climb the wall up and you just
Lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking egg.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
Howdy, folks. Welcome aboard Tuesday afternoon. It's March 12th, 2019. This is Revenge of the Sis. I am Mike Shealy. That is Royce Lopez.
Hi. Are we doing karate?
I don't know. I guess. Fucking welcome aboard, guys. This isn't really like... This isn't good indicator, huh?
What do you mean?
The amount of fucking energy and patience we have, and we have... like a lot coming up in the future, and we don't like. I don't know. It's gonna be fun, huh?
Just no patience or anything?
No, none.
You know, some people are saying we've been getting a bit jaded. I've been seeing some comments
Oh yeah.
that we're a bit jaded.
Who told us we're getting jaded? Machiavelli fan 2647.
No. I think it was probably Hitler Dude 69.
Yeah, you see what I mean? I don't know any of you people, and I don't care. I don't care. I'm so sick of new people. And everybody's like, oh, you're getting jaded. Yeah, but this is all coming from you new fags who I've never heard of. Nobody cares less about what you think than I do. I don't know any of you people. You know, it's not like Filipino Shea or Troll Leader. You know, one of our, like, real OG fans, like, took us aside and went, hey, man, like, you guys need to chill out a little bit. It's literally, we're getting... like concern trolled by people whose names I've never seen before.
Yeah.
People I couldn't care less about. People who couldn't care less about us.
That's a good point. You know what? I think a lot of the people that are concern trolling aren't people that even listen. I think it's
No.
a lot. It's a lot of just.
They're people who hate Andy Worski and Ethan Ralph. Like, let's just put it out
Right.
there. Just like on their end of things, there are people that they've never heard of who are getting in their head who don't like us.
Right.
I am astounded as this show grows at how many people don't have a life outside of this.
Oh, outside of the YouTube community in general, there's some people that it's everything, and it's because somebody yesterday after our rant on the show, somebody says, "Way to go after your fans, guys." No.
Fans. The same fan. Wait a minute. No. The fans are the ones we hang out with in Discord after the shows until fucking 6 a.m. The fans are the people we can identify by their handles, by their avatars, by knowing who they are, by being able to communicate with them outside of this little weird website. If you think you are a fan of the show and you presume that you can tell us what to do, then you've never been a fan of the show.
Correct.
So, yeah, I'm just getting sick of, like, the names I've never heard of going, "You've changed." You're like, who are you? Yeah. It's like if a fucking dude... Imagine if you and your wife were at home, right? And you guys get into, like, a little bit of an argument, right? And she storms out of the room. And then you look over, and there is a complete stranger who you've never seen before in your life sitting on your couch who just goes, "Man, Royce, you've changed."
Well,
and you're like, who are you? Get out of my house.
I would shoot him because I'm in Florida and it would be fun.
But you get my point. It's like a camera just pans over and there's a dude sitting there reading a paper on your couch going, "Geez, Royce, you've changed." Have I met you before? Who are you? Why are you in my house?
Mike, you used to have a sweetness to you.
But it's like, who are you?
Well, we've always been this way. First off, I don't like anybody. Don't tell us what to do, dude. Like, fucking let us do whatever we fucking want to do. You're right. I love some of these new people that weren't there when we were 90 days of being bad and, falling apart and begging people for help and that nobody gave a fuck about us when we had $40 in patrons, are now like, you guys, I think you're funny, but no, I don't care about your butts. All right. I'm sick of people thinking that, fine, we're a lowly internet fucking radio show. We are. We 100% are. Compared to other people, we're not very big. However, when somebody else comes in and goes, what would be a good way to run your show is if you didn't A, B, and C. And then you have the other new fags, the ones that came here because of the Owen stuff. Are you guys ever going to talk about Owen again? No! Unless he does something of note. I don't plan on it. Dude, we've been putting together a 2-hour show consistently for 2 years now? September, it'll be 2 years. In September, it'll be 2 years. August, it'll be 2 years. We've been putting together a consistent show 5 days a week. 5 days a week. Yeah. It's not always going to be about the thing you want to talk. It's not. We can't cater to the thing you want to talk about and go to places you want us to go to and do the things that you want us to do.
Somebody last night, in a nice way, not like a new fag, but it was actually a fan that actually mentioned something about Nightwave. Like, you know what? I actually almost wouldn't mind checking back in on Owen. And I kind of explained it to them the way when the Doors got banned from not the Tonight Show. Remember, like the pre-Tonight Show was like the Ed something show, the Ed Sullivan Show. That's what it was. The Doors were told not to do certain things when they went on the Ed Sullivan Show, and they just did it anyway. And after the show, Ed Sullivan was like, "You're never coming on this show again." And Jim Morrison was like, "Why would we want to play on this show again? We already did. We already played once. We already did, Owen." You know what I mean? Like, there's new thing. The BAM shit has been phenomenal. There's a lot of juicy shit going on. I don't want to be like, no offense, but to some of these blood sports kind of splinter shows that obsess on the same fucking storyline for like a year straight.
And their entire show is just a bunch of inside jokes to that community. And you're like, I don't get it. And I understand that I'm not the majority here in terms of the YouTube culture, because I really, I'm this like old man when it comes to YouTube. The stuff I watch on YouTube are shows that I've watched instead, like I still watch Angry Video Game Nerd. Like, that's the stuff that I watch. I don't really get. There's some new content creators that are okay, but there's some people, like you said at the beginning of the show, that spend 18 hours a day just listening to what Phil said about Bill, said about Sharon, said about this. When they were on that stream, here's a clip of that stream, and here's a clip of the other stream. And we're not going to dox anybody, but we're going to ruin their lunch, and we're going to fuck. It's like, I don't care about that. Like, that's not.
And also these people that, there's like a large group of people that are just like internet historians, but they also aren't even good at accurately archiving the things that happen on the internet. Like we're still like, it's funny because like we've I have had the talk with Worski. He's had the talk with Worski about the miscommunication and the poor way that the Styx Hexenhammer thing was handled.
Yes.
Almost everyone over here at this level behind the scenes is on the same page, but these retarded internet historians are like, "What did you know back in 2007?" You're like, "Are you like?" It reminds me of like the like an old prospector with a long beard whittling wood on his porch and going, "Well, you know, times around these parts used to be a lot different. I remember back in the Styx Hexenhammer days, them was times. I mean, we had cattle rustlers everywhere. Like, it's just, you people fucking, it's so gay how much they care, how much this matters. This is a business. That's all it is. This is a show. YouTube is a market. Everybody wants market share.
Yes.
It's a business. Can we use the show sometimes to give a platform to somebody who's being unpersoned, who isn't allowed to have a platform? Sure. Can we occasionally do some good things with this show? Sure. But some of you fags take this shit way too seriously, and it's time to stop. It's time to break the fucking chains of the internet that bind you, get out there, and go see the world.
All right. Well, speaking of internet historians, so yesterday we played audio for Media Matters of Tucker Carlson that he had. They have since found more audio of Tucker Carlson. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the two new sounds.
Look, all women are being begged to be raped, okay? I mean, look, these whores are asking for it.
Stop, because I already love him, and then I'm going to feel like a gay relationship with him if he's that awesome. You know, I can't have somebody that awesome be on TV.
Look, you used to be able to smack women in the mouth because they were being hysterical on airplanes. But now it's like, whatever. Now the government gets involved.
That line you said there is something that he has probably said in private. Yeah, absolutely.
After a couple wines.
Yeah, with some other Fox people just hanging out, having a scotch. All right, so this was him in 2006 on Bubba the Love Sponge. There's two clips. There's this one, then another one. Check this out. Oh, sorry. I need to...
And why is it we can't own blacks as property anymore?
Look, man, he's asking the questions everybody's afraid to ask. All right, let's go, Tucker. Let's see what he said.
MSNBC's very own Tucker Carlson. Tuck, do you like coming on with us? Because I like you. I mean, I'm not trying to fag out on you or nothing, but I like you.
Well, I like you, too. And I mean that. You always say I mean that in a non-fag way, but I actually mean it in a completely faggot way.
Come on!
That's a good line. That's a real... Dude, I love Tucker.
That one's going to hurt him, though. That one's going to hurt. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But this is going to hurt him way more than any of the other clips they've gotten so far.
So let's...
I love you, Tuck.
Fuck, man.
I just want to hang out with Tucker Carlson.
That's amazing.
I wish I knew how to quit you, Tuck.
I wish I knew how to quit you, Tuck.
So that was that one.
God, Media Matters is such a fucking joke.
That was that one. Then
why does Media Matters matter? Why does anybody care?
Well, I mean, they don't. I mean, they don't. But this is why people really blew up at Rogan when Rogan was describing. Well, I heard it on Media Matters. It's like they use it as a Media Matters poses as this. Media Matters poses as this independent, like, you know, independent journalism. Like we're just doesn't matter what side you're on, but they only go after conservatives.
Of course, no. This is a Media Matters is like 1 degree of separation from Soros money.
Right.
Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of, you know, semi-literate primitive monkeys. But I just have zero sympathy for them or their culture.
Mike, I'm really sorry, but there's someone just walked into our yard. I gotta go check, and it's not somebody I know. I gotta go check.
What the fuck is that about? All right, yeah, that is very, very, very weird. By the way, for those of you that like to do the whole doxing thing, you know what I mean? And go, oh, I'm gonna come get you someday. Niggas can't even go into the backyard while we're on the air without triggering an alarm. There's like Scarface cameras all over this bitch. You will be shot. Just a warning. This is just a warning to anybody who ever thinks that they're going to. Do you see how quickly? We're like in the middle of a show. Somebody just strolled into our backyard, and homie is like was notified immediately. So, just, again, for future reference, anybody that's ever wondering, I'm waiting to hear a gunshot. Yeah, I don't think, honestly, this condenser mic will not pick up a gunshot. But now I'm curious. Like, it kind of sucks. I have to sit here and host now. I'm curious.
We're good.
What was that?
Well, that was the new lawn guys who I've never met before. So when I saw them, I'm like, why are these people in my yard?
Okay, that makes sense.
And you know why it really freaked me out? They weren't Mexican. So I'm like, lawn guys? Are you sure you're lawn guys? Because have you ever met a white lawn guy?
The owner.
Good point. Well, Jewish.
The owner that doesn't want to pay these beaners anymore?
Yeah. All right, anyway. Sorry, I apologize, guys. If a weirdo walks in your yard, you do the same thing. Anyway, the second clip of Tucker.
Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of, semi-literate primitive monkeys.
Semi-literate primitive monkeys is what he says. So now that's what they're holding on to.
Okay, this is... I look, Tucker. Look, you and me, simpatico, okay? We're here, buddy, but we're starting to tread into the danger zone now.
It's 2008, though.
I get it, but does that matter nowadays?
No, I'm not saying it does, but I mean, it's like anybody, no one could ever do anything ever again.
I wouldn't care if he said that shit today.
I would love him more.
Awesome. But I'm saying, dude, the way they've been trying to get Tucker, man, he doesn't seem to give a fuck.
Let's see what else.
But I just have zero sympathy for them or their culture, a culture where people just don't use toilet paper or forks.
Hey,
all right, well, I mean, he's not
it's
wrong.
accurate.
He's not wrong, though.
And the way they treat women, I agree with you. Their culture is, but you're in their homeland, and you're over there as an American who they hate, and they want nothing more than the Americans off of their soil. So they're not going to play games.
They can just shut the fuck up and obey, is my view.
How could you salvage Iraq at this point?
I don't, it's beyond our control. I mean, if somehow the Iraqis decided to behave like human beings or something.
Tell me where he's wrong. Tell me where he's wrong.
He'd need to say, look, I'm a bigot, okay? I'm a bigot. I don't like Islamic extremists. Like, if you are really heavily into Islam, I'm sorry, I don't care for you that much. And I don't care what that sounds like. You can call me a racist. You can call me whatever the fuck you want.
And at this juncture, you could say that and not catch a lot of shit for it.
You certainly could. I'd vote for you if you said that. White men have, they've contributed some, I would say, like creating civilization and stuff. I think they've done a pretty, I don't know, whatever.
Obama would kick your ass playing basketball.
Yeah, of course he would. Play basketball? Come on.
He's black. Say it. He's a real brother. Hey, do you think?
I don't know how black he is.
Half. He's half black.
How is he black? For one thing, he has one white parent, one black parent.
Well,
so that makes him. Why isn't he white?
Fair. Again,
this Tucker guy's a loose cannon, man. You got to get him.
So there's a couple things that, like you said at the beginning, but they front loaded, and then these other things are like,
boring.
Yeah.
There's some really good, immigrants. I just think it's, people who come to this country ought to have something to offer. Be hot, be really smart. You know what I mean?
Be really hot or be really smart.
That's
awesome.
fair.
No, I know. I agree with you. I'm just saying that's fucking funny.
Like when you see the big fat Guatemalan ladies that you see in the caravan, like the Honduran ladies that just look like fucking burritos. They look like human burritos. It's gross. But when you see you've seen some of these Mexican women where you're like, holy shit, Salma Hayek types. Yeah, get them over here. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Importing the good
Agreed.
genes.
The good genes are great.
We're not supposed to be importing Consuelo the human burrito.
No.
We're supposed to be getting the hot actresses and the brainiacs.
So this was Tucker, you keep in mind that Fire Tucker Carlson was trending like #1 on Twitter yesterday.
On Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Trending and trending a bunch of places. So this is what this is his response. It's like a 6-minute segment. I think all 6 minutes are good. This is how he responded because everybody's calling for him to apologize.
Thing. One day you're having dinner with your family, imagining everything is fine. The next, your phone is exploding with calls from reporters. They read you snippets from a press release written by Democratic Party operatives. They demand to know how you could possibly have said something so awful and offensive. Do you have a statement on how immoral you are? It's a bewildering moment, especially when the quotes in question are more than a decade old. There's really not that much you can do to respond. It's pointless to try to explain how the words were spoken in jest or taken out of context, or in any case bear no resemblance to what you actually think or would want for the country. None of that matters. Nobody cares.
So far, I'm liking it because he's not even, like he just said, he's not even going to explain himself. He goes, no, fuck you, fuck you.
I'm not dignifying you people. It's just not happening.
You know the role you're required to play. You are a sinner begging the forgiveness of Twitter. So you issue a statement of deep contrition. You apologize profusely for your transgressions. You promise to be a better person going forward. With the guidance of your contrition consultants, you send money to whatever.
Contrition consultants is great because there are now people that make money just doing that. There's an entire market for disgraced and people that have to apologize. There's an entire
PR
market.
Firms make a fortune.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous the amount of money.
Smollett type fucking situations.
That's
they
one.
make a lot of money. These city folk, they always find new layers to create to just make money off of, like lawyers, PR people. It's all city folk.
Whatever organization claims to represent the people you supposedly offended. Then you sit back and brace for a wave of stories about your apology, all of which are simply pretexts for attacking you again. In the end, you get fired. You lose your job. Nobody defends you. Your neighbors avert their gaze as you pull into the driveway. You are ruined. And yet, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how despised and humiliated you may be, there is one thing you can never do, one thing that is absolutely not allowed. You can never acknowledge the comic absurdity of the whole thing. You can never laugh in the face of the mob. You must always pretend that the people yelling at you are somehow your moral superiors. You have to assume that what they say they're mad about is what they're actually mad about. You have to take them at face value. You must pretend this is a debate about virtue and not about power. That your critics are arguing from principle and not from partisanship. No matter what they take from you in the end, you must continue to pretend that these things are true. You are bad, they are good, the system is on the level. But what if we stopped pretending for a minute? What if we acknowledged what's actually going on?
Now, this is the part. This is why I like Tucker.
Because he's calling out a shakedown.
Well, this next part here, he goes about in a minute and a half rant why Republicans are cowards and they're part of the problem. It's great.
One side is deadly serious. They believe that politics is war. They're not interested in abstractions or principles, rules or traditions. They seek power, and they plan to win it, whatever it takes. If that includes getting you fired or silencing you or threatening your family at home or throwing you in prison, okay. They know what their goal is. If you're in the way,
the liberals,
they will crush
and
you.
he's right. Now,
what's interesting is how reliably the other side pretends that none of this is happening. Republicans in Washington do a fairly credible imitation of an opposition party. They still give speeches. They tweet quite a bit. They make concerned noises about how liberals are bad. But on the deepest level, it's all a pose. In their minds, where it matters, Republican leaders are controlled by the left. They know exactly what they're allowed to say and believe. They know what the rules are. They may understand that those rules are written by the very people who seek their destruction. They ruthlessly enforce them anyway. Republicans in Washington police their own with a never-ending enthusiasm. Like trustees at a prison, they dutifully report back to the warden, hoping for perks. Nobody wants to be called names. Nobody wants to be Trump. How many times have you seen it happen? Some conservative figure will say something stupid or incomplete or too far outside the bounds of received wisdom for the moral guardians of cable news. Twitter goes bonkers. The mob demands a response. Very often, the first people calling for the destruction of that person are Republican leaders.
Yep.
You saw it with the Covington Catholic High School kids. You see it all the time.
How many Republican Congress people had to backtrack their words on the Covington thing? It was a lot of people. Because everybody's focusing on the left and how everyone's focusing on the left and how he's suing. He's suing in the Washington Post. He's suing CNN. But there was a lot of Republican lawmakers, I remember, that immediately you got to condemn this action in every way possible. The archdiocese ripped the kid apart.
Yeah, but that's because the kid didn't fuck any kids.
Time. Kevin McCarthy spends half his day telling Republican members not to criticize progressive orthodoxy. Paul Ryan did the same before him. A couple of years ago, the entire Democratic Party decided to deny the biological reality of sex differences, an idea that's as insane as it is dangerous. Republican leaders decided not to criticize them for it. They might get upset.
And it's true. And he's calling out the fucking the Ben Shapiros and all these Glenn Becks and all these same guys like, you know what? It's terrible when you do this. Okay, guys? All right? It's terrible. It's horrible. All right? No, fucking stand your ground. The reason I'm pulling up this Tucker clip, and I know I'm playing it a little long, is because we have played in the 2 years we've been doing this show a lot of examples of how you don't handle being accused of something. How you back down, how you cower, how you apologize, and you're fired anyway. What Tucker's doing is what everybody should do when they get accused. Like, no, fuck you. You're going to try to fire me anyway. Why would I apologize? Don't apologize. Don't. And he's right. He's right. There's so many of these neocon pandering conservatives that immediately jump on and try to ruin you. And he goes, look, I might be a Republican. How many times do your conservative go, some things are bigger than political ideology. We need to enter fucking whatever woke phrase here. They don't give a fuck about you. Do you understand? They already did one hit piece, and the Media Matters comes back, and they do another one and another one from something he said on Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah, they're never satisfied.
No.
He's right. If you apologize, you're going to get fired anyway.
Don't fucking apologize. He's not, by the way, you idiots, Fox is, unless fucking Tucker beheads somebody on air, Fox News is not going to get rid of him. He is the highest rated cable host out of all the news networks. Do you really think they're going to get rid of him?
And Fox News is one of the only cable news companies that's like surviving.
Yeah, exactly.
This will kill Fox News. They fire Tuck, it'll kill Fox News.
Yeah, they're not going to. They're not going to fire him. Just a little bit more. We'll finish it off.
This is a system built on deceit and enforced silence. Hypocrisy is its hallmark. Yet in Washington, it's considered rude to ask questions about how exactly it works. Why are the people who considered Bill Clinton a hero lecturing me about sexism? How can the party that demands racial quotas denounce other people as racist? After a while, you begin to think that maybe their criticisms aren't sincere. Maybe their moral puffery is a costume. Maybe the whole conversation is an absurd joke. Maybe we're falling for it. You sometimes hear modern progressives described as new Puritans. That's a slur on colonial Americans. Whatever their flaws, the Puritans cared about the fate of the human soul and the moral regeneration of their society.
He is on the fucking nose. You're right. You're a Puritan. Fine. Look, there's a lot of buckles on your head. There's a lot of weird shit Puritans that burned witches. But you know what? They had a good life. They believed in something, and it's right. It's this group that wants to fucking murder babies and give hormones to kids is saying, hey, you leave my daughter's son alone, okay? What you said on Bubba the Love Sponge 10 years ago, that's the real problem.
Let's march to his house. That'll show him.
Yeah, exactly. Let's bang on his door and terrify his wife.
Well, he's not even there.
He's not home. Let's do that.
Those are not topics that interest progressives. They're too busy pushing late-term abortion and cross-dressing on fifth graders. These are the people who write our movies and our sitcoms. They are not shocked.
He's gotten people.
He's
remember,
getting snarky.
At the beginning of our show, people says you've become jaded. Hey, but look, Tucker's become more jaded than anybody, and he's at his best he's ever been, in my opinion.
You kidding me?
This is the same Tucker that's called out Trump too. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, hey, you're being an asshole. Build the wall.
Yeah, remember that wall?
Yeah. Hey, we voted for that wall, Donald.
Shocked by naughty words. They just pretend to be when it's useful. It's been very useful lately. The left's main goal, in case you haven't noticed, is controlling what you think. In order to do that, they have to control the information that you receive. Google and Facebook and Twitter are fully on board with that. They're happy to ban unapproved thoughts, and they don't apologize for it. They often do. So do the other cable channels and virtually every major news outlet in this country. One of the only places left in the United States where independent thoughts are allowed is right here, the opinion hours on this network. Just a few hours in a sea of television programming. It's not much, relatively speaking. For the left, it's unacceptable. They demand total conformity. Since the day we went on the air, they've been working hard to kill this show. We haven't said much about it in public. It seemed too self-referential. The point of this show has never been us. But now it's obvious to everybody. There's no pretending that it's not happening. It is happening. And so going forward, we'll be covering their efforts to make us be quiet. For now, though, just 2 points to leave you with. First, Fox News is behind us, as they have been since the very first day. Toughness is a rare quality at a TV network, and we are grateful for that. Second, we've always apologized when we're wrong, and we'll continue to do that. That's what decent people do. They apologize. But we will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
And that was his
Fuck y'all. That's what
that
he's
was
saying.
his response to everybody, basically. And it's true, man. But even him threw some shade at Fox News. The shows you see on the opinion hours of Fox News, he didn't even say the whole station. The opinion hours are the three nighttime hours, and he didn't even say the whole station. He's like, yeah, fuck Shepard Smith though.
Yeah, no, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck Shepard Smith though. So that's
I like Shep.
Yeah, man, me too. He's great. All right, do we want to talk about the college scam scandal?
Yeah, this is hilarious.
This is fucking great. Actresses, CEOs among those arrested in a college admission scam. So this broke right before the show.
So basically, William H. Macy's wife and Aunt Becky from fucking Full House are involved in this.
Yes.
I just want to point out, too, Lori Loughlin is the actress's name.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the top 3 trending in the United States on Twitter is number 3 trend is Lori Loughlin.
Okay.
The number 2 trend is Felicity Huffman.
Okay.
The number 1 trend is Aunt Becky because
they don't even know her name.
People don't even know this broad's name.
Oh no! Oh
your character's
no!
trending 2 spots above your real name.
News alert now, a nationwide college admissions cheating scam reportedly involving some of the country's most well-known actresses and chief executives. According
Let's
to
be fair.
Come on, man. Well-known actresses.
Yeah, country's best-known actresses.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
We're really pushing it with that description.
various reports now, actresses Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin are
both of which old broads who could still get it.
Lori Loughlin especially.
Felicity Huffman could still get it too.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she can't, but I'm saying out of the two, though,
Out
you
of
go,
the two,
you go on
obviously, I
Becky.
pick right, but I'm just saying if that one was like, hey, you want to fuck? I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah,
for
sure,
an older
why not,
broad,
yeah.
you could get it.
among those involved. The suspects allegedly paying bribes to get their kids into elite colleges, including Yale, Stanford, Georgetown, and USC.
Oh, it was more than just, I thought it was just USC.
No, the Aunt Becky one, I think, was the one that was the USC one. So this came out, of course, here's the indictments. This is from CBS San Francisco.
In the largest college admissions scam ever prosecuted by the Department of Justice. We've charged 50 people nationwide with participating in a conspiracy that involved first
Whoever uploaded this
cheating
video
on
should be
college
charged.
entrance exams.
You want to know who
meaning the
uploaded it? CBS San Francisco.
That's some great fucking packet loss.
Good job,
there.
boys.
Some nice fucking rendering you did.
SAT and the ACT. And second, securing admission to elite colleges by bribing coaches at those schools to accept certain.
It's so low quality, it kind of looks like a Chappelle skit.
It's
right. It just doesn't look real, like a skit.
No, it feels like we're watching a clip of a college admissions scandal from 1997 on C-SPAN.
They're about to start smoking a cigarette
This
while
is
answering questions.
unacceptable, dude.
Students under false pretenses. In return for bribes, these coaches agreed to pretend that certain applicants were recruited competitive athletes.
Holy Owen Benjamin.
Yeah, I know.
When in fact, the applicants were not. As the coaches knew, The students' athletic credentials.
Whoa. So they had got the coaches in these universities, because what they were doing is, because they have a finite amount of scholarships they could give, they paid off these allegedly paid off these coaches to go, hey, fucking Billy Smith over here, son of some actor, we need to give him one of the scholarship credits. And let's face it, it's lacrosse, and Yale lacrosse isn't killing it this year.
Nobody cares.
So they were giving the college athlete scholarships to people that weren't even playing on teams. That's fucked up. Dude, that's fucking weird.
It's fucked up.
Been fabricated. Overall, today we have charged 3 people who organized these scams, 2 SAT or ACT exam administrators.
Whoa! They were paying off the SAT administrator. Holy fuck!
This is bad.
Whoa, this is way worse than I thought. Hold
bad.
on. I thought it was just kind of a pay-for-play thing, which is bad, but
This is bad.
you know what happens.
This is bad.
But they were paying off SAT
Honestly,
and ACT people?
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
This is great, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck colleges. Like, fuck the entire...
Absolutely.
Fuck the entire post-high school education system. I am so happy. I hope there's indictments. I hope there's lawsuits. I hope there's class action suits.
They were rigging the SATs.
1 exam proctor, 1 college administrator, 9 coaches at elite schools, and 30...
9 coaches? I'm sorry to keep pausing. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Arrested, dude. They're all arrested. Yeah. Like, this isn't like...
9
this isn't
coaches?
This isn't like a, you're going to step down, and boy, you're going to be disgraced. Like,
yeah,
these motherfuckers are getting arrested.
Yeah, this is... No, you're going to jail.
33 parents who paid enormous sums to guarantee their children's admission to certain schools through the use of bribes and fake academic and athletic credentials.
By the way, at the same time, while all this was happening, this scummy shit was happening, the NCAA was kicking kids out of teams because a friend bought them McDonald's and it broke some NCAA rule.
Oh my God, you're right. They were looking for any reason.
Any reason.
Remember
reason.
Remember that episode of remember the Sopranos, the dad that had the gambling problem, and he was into Tony for a bunch of money, and he came home, so he just yelled at his kid and took his truck away. Yeah, and he went over and gave it to Tony. He was like, "There's mud on the tire. I told you no off-roading." He just takes the truck and drives it to Tony. And he's like, "Yeah." Like, that's what this feels like. Like you said, they're just walking around looking for anything. Is that a fucking French fry container on a... You're out of this college, but... And the kid's like going home.
Wait, what?
They used to go back and work at Jiffy Lube. And meanwhile, fucking Aunt Becky's retarded kid gets to come to Yale.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So fucked up. These are, by the way, these are the same people who moral fag. And who go, look, man, we got to let more brown people into this country. And we got to look out for oppressed trans people of color because... they're the ones that are marginalized and the poor and the queer people out there on the streets. And then they're like, look, here's $500,000. You keep my kid at an Ivy League school away from all of those disgusting degenerates. You hear me?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's good for them, but not for me. We can't have this here.
Central defendant in the scheme, William Singer, will plead guilty today to charges of racketeering conspiracy, money laundering.
These are the same people that go, President Trump's a piece of shit because he used his money to defer and get out of the draft. Really?
William Singer. Look up the origin of that name. What do you think? William Singer's the main dude. Where do you think that's... where do you think William Singer
I'm not
comes
looking it up.
Look up Singer real quick.
I'm not looking it up.
Why?
Because we know what we know what Singer is.
Okay, good.
Charges of racketeering conspiracy, money laundering conspiracy, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and obstruction of justice. Singer allegedly ran a college counseling service and something called the Key Worldwide Foundation,
where he was funneling money.
Which is basically what you wrote the check to.
Oh, this is... Because when I first heard the breaking news, I was like, oh, so a couple actors got caught trying to get... This is big fucking...
It's going to be money laundering.
Oh,
yeah, this is bad. This is
fucking...
This is RICO. This will end up being RICO.
Oh, yeah. It's using a charitable organization to funnel your money through?
Again, though, these are the same people that I bet you, if you want to look it up right now, I bet you could find Felicity Huffman. I bet you find Aunt Becky and all these other bitches shit-talking all these conservatives and these disgusting, poor fucking disgusting hillbilly trash that voted for Trump that live in the shitty southeast of the United States, disgusting fucking scum. Meanwhile, you're pushing those people's kids out of college with your money. Oh, there's so many things wrong with this. And how many black kids you want to get that got kicked out of college?
Well, but if they're giving up athletic scholarships, then of course they are. Think about it, because what they were basically giving away athletic scholarship spots.
2011 and 2018, wealthy parents paid Singer about $25 million in total to guarantee.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
In 7 years, since 2011, 2018, so this is up until right next year.
$5 million.
$25 million? Dude, you're right. That's federal. That's money laundering. That's, like you said, RICO stuff. That is big. That's not a joke. Like, that's not like, hey, I'm going to give you $50,000 to get him. We'd be in trouble, but it wouldn't be that bad. Like, in the same way that Cam Newton's dad, I don't know if you remember, Cam Newton's dad was asking Auburn for like $200,000, but to pay the money to him for Cam Newton to go there. And, of course, they got caught. And, of course, got to give it to his dad. Dad goes, Cam had nothing to do with it. He took the full blame. And now Cam Newton is an NFL quarterback. But
I'm sure Daddy gets taken care of.
Daddy
Daddy
gets taken care of.
No, that shit was all me. I was just talking out of turn.
Yeah.
That was mine. I'll do the time. Sit back. Kid, just go to Carolina. Just take care of business.
Whatever. Get the money.
Children's admission to elite schools, including Yale, Georgetown, Stanford, the University of Southern California.
Does not one of these things is not like the other.
And Arizona State University.
What the right though?
You're right.
Harvard, Princeton, Notre Dame, and the University of Arizona, and you're like, what?
And Evergreen College.
I would have liked to have seen Aunt Becky's daughter on Backroom Casting Couch. That would have been dope.
You know who else was caught in this? Everest. Yo, man, you want to get into college?
Imagine the black guy from Everest, the spokesperson,
What's up, dude?
getting arrested.
Yeah. I'm yelling at you because you're probably high because you're home from work.
Yeah, actually, the representative from Everest College is suspected to have taken upwards of $7,000 in the course of this 5 years.
Yeah. They would pay them to reject their kid from the school.
And they're like, that's going to cost you. We've never rejected anybody. People are really going to be suspicious.
All you have to do to get in is be able to open the door physically.
And have a prepaid debit card.
From what is it? One Bank United, the Black Bank. What bank was it? The one with the African king on it? 28% interest rate. Sorry, this is serious, guys.
The University of Texas, UCLA, and Wake Forest.
Okay, again, Wake Forest. No, but you know why you're hearing some of those names?
Wake Forest has a decent basketball team.
But that's why you're hearing some of those names. That's why you're saying real good schools, because the other schools are sports colleges, and that makes sense now because we know that they were giving up athletic scholarships, and they get more athletic scholarships. So that's what was going on. That's why you see some schools like Wake Forest is a football school, basketball school. Same thing with USC, football school, basketball school. So that's why you're seeing some of these football schools mixed in with like actual universities like Yale. That's the only time you'll ever see Yale and Wake Forest on the same list ever.
Beyond enriching himself, Singer used that money to bribe college officials, Division I coaches.
Division I coaches, dude.
That's bad. That is the top.
Those are the coaches that get paid a couple mil a year to coach. Those are Division I coaches are some of the coaches that leave the NFL.
I was actually going to say the opposite. I was going to say Division I coaches are the ones that turn down NFL offers.
Exactly.
No, I'm good. I'm
going back.
I live like a king in this city. Are you kidding me?
You think Nick Saban will never take another NFL deal ever again?
No, because Nick Saban...
He's royalty in Alabama.
He can go coach the New York Giants for 20 years, and guess what? He ain't getting a statue of himself in New York City. But you get a statue on
in
the
Alabama?
Campus.
Oh, yeah.
They'll name the whole campus after you. They'll name the football field after you. And you're not going to get that.
They'll name it the Nick Saban Memorial Football Field while he's still alive and coaching.
Yeah, Nick Saban could protect pedophiles, and they'll still have a statue of him like Penn State.
Dude, yeah, you're right. Oh, my God.
Here's a celebrated coach guys for championships. You're like, all right, relax.
Calm down.
A lot of kids got raped. Just fucking calm down. Remember they just defended Paterno like to the death?
Crazy.
And the thing was, like, nobody was saying Paterno fuck kids. kids, but it
No.
was like clearly though he needs to step down.
'Cause he
Remember he
knew
wouldn't
about it,
step
yeah.
down. That was the problem when they were like, dude, you got to look. You're 900 years old. Go home. We're
Leave
not
this
even. Gonna,
class.
we'll still pay you.
They were still going to pay
That's
him.
the whole thing. They were like, we'll still pay you. Just sit home. You can even come to the games and stand
Yeah.
on the sidelines. You just can't be
The
listed
coach.
as the coach. And he was like, no, I'm going to stay. I don't know. I was the Pacino version of.
Well, it's the same thing. New bag. It's a couple Streamlabs before. I'm a new fag who doesn't use Discord. I did intend to come over here for the BS inside jokes. These IBS hosts are unfunny as fuck and have to self-consume to survive. You guys are funny as fuck. Praise Media Matters for bringing us base Tuck Goldmine. $3 from OJ's White Bronco. Great news. They're bringing back BET Comic View and have tryouts in Orlando. You guys want to shake it up a bit?
But I will say this about the Miami trip, too, because the people that do are well-meaning about it.
Oh, yeah.
You understand if we get there and Worski and Ethan Ralph and all them start acting like fags, like the bars are 24 hours. We'll go set up a stream at a bar and sit there.
I have
the
like
two of us.
I know people.
I don't care. Like this isn't.
I'll call John and we'll hang out. We got people to hang with.
I got hoes down
Yeah,
there. I got
we-
all kinds
yeah,
of shit.
we're
in Miami.
fine.
Miami's one of those towns. He and I are both comfortable.
Yeah, I've
being
lived
like,
my whole life. I'm fine
yeah,
there.
We can go anywhere and go. This is gay. I'll go.
Let's go
somewhere
here.
else.
And Filipino Shade, did you know they also bribed a bunch of Navy veterans with Ivy League admissions? I personally know several female and minority sailors who were approached to fulfill quotas and to use their veteran status as a GI Bill. I fell for it. Look up the USS Liberty incident.
That's very funny.
Fuck
Very
you,
funny.
Kevin. I fell for
Did
like an
walk
idiot.
Right into that one. But
Whoa,
no, I don't know if you know this too. That the reason, guys, that this whole story broke open originally, because this is all the details are still coming out. It's actually a woman that one of the coaches was cheating on his wife with, who was like really pissed off and scorned about it. If you guys look up the Levon affair, that's what blew this whole thing open. What happened? What?
Look, in reality, here's what happened, okay? So I'm Becky and some actresses, like, what is acting but lying, right? So there's this documentary about actresses trying to get into school. It's called The Greatest Lie Ever Told. And if you should watch it, it's really, really
Greatest
good.
story
Greatest
ever
story. Sorry, ever told. I apologize. Damn it, Royce.
Nice Freudian slip. Greatest lie ever told.
That was Freudian. I guess when you watch it so many times.
Yeah,
Sorry. If it was a VHS tape, it would have, VHS tape would have the tracking marks when you would rewind it too much.
We killed 6 million of a particular group, and at the end of the war, somehow we ended up with more of those people. It's
weird.
It was weird.
It's weird.
It was weird.
Okay, let's finish this one off here.
College exam administrators, all to secure admission for the children of his clients, not on their merits, but through fraud. Singer's Foundation purported to be a charitable organization.
This is where it's going to get him.
But was actually a front Singer used to launder the money that parents paid him, of which he would then take a portion and dole it out as bribes to coaches and others.
This is fair. This is America.
This is the mafia. Like, what you're hearing is a mafia. This is a mafia scenario.
More specifically, with respect to the SAT.
Yeah, I prefer when the mafia. I would prefer when the mafia used to do shit like this, because then they would at least sell the college admissions to the highest bidder. It would be pure capitalism.
Good point.
It wouldn't be cronyism. It
Yeah.
would just be like, hey, you got any kids that want to go to college? You got about $100,000. I get them right in USC. Fucking quarterback. He'll be a starting quarterback.
Taking his wife's wedding ring to a pawn shop.
I'm just imagining my mother being approached by one of her mafia friends growing up, being like, "Listen, you want your boy to be the starting quarterback at the USC?" And I'm like, "I don't even play football." They're gonna have a really bad year.
Here's another question:
If you imagine just seeing me warming up on the field, dude, stroking my gut out, you're like, "Oh, this is gonna be a bad year."
Here's another thing with this is like I'm curious to see, and I wonder if it'll come out. It should come out because they're not children. All these the people they're adults. The people, so it's not like they're high school kids. These are adults of college age, so the stuff can come out. I'm curious to see if all these people that were bribed into the school, how many of them dropped out. How many of them failed out? Because if you think about it, again, when you think of scholarships and stuff, you have a finite amount you could give out. There's only every school gets. This is how many you have.
It's true, and they're still going to track your fucking progress.
Of course, they have to. So how many of them failed out? How many of them wasted a spot because I guarantee you that if these kids needed this help, they weren't if they had to bribe the SAT thing, that means that these kids were getting 500s on their SAT.
Yeah, and if these kids are failing, like out, if the real legitimate athletes who get the scholarships are failing, and people like juke their stats, at least they're also fucking running for 1,000 yards.
Yeah, you're right.
You
Good
know
point.
what I mean? Like, we could talk about how unfair it is these athletes get preferential treatment, but at least they got the scholarship because they can run for 1,000 yards. The college knew originally what the deal was. Look, DeAndre is not going to be probably the best student academically. If a guy has 3 apostrophes in his name, he's probably not going to be great in English.
A lot of
class.
criminal justice majors. They're always criminal justice majors. Always.
But it's like, we get it, and that's fine as long as they can run for 1,000 years. But now they're just giving it for $500,000 to lumps of shit like me.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Imagine me just, how are you, so you're at Yale now? Yeah, football scholarship.
What?
Really?
Are you a coach?
Something like that. I'm in their coaching program.
Oh, okay, well, that makes
Instead of actually playing the game and becoming a coach, you just become a coach now. I played a lot of Madden, so I know how to
really
execute
good.
plays.
Really good.
Coaches and others. More specifically, with respect to the SAT and ACT scheme,
This is bad.
numerous parents paid Singer between $15,000 and $75,000 to
You know
have
the
someone
people that
either-
paid 75 right now are like really
Wait,
pissed.
wait. You only have to pay 15?
Exactly.
Well, maybe it's based on how low their score was.
Between 15 and 75,000, and somebody's going, like, wait a fucking minute.
Hold on
And now
a
you're
second.
trying to call the guy, but it's going right to voicemail.
Some other actors are on the phone right now. So Brendan Fraser's calling this guy going, hey, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Look, I know that at the time I Georgia the Jungle money, but you don't fucking... I want my money back, dude.
Yeah, seriously. You think I'm still getting good residuals on Encino Man? Help a nigga out. Or Monkey Bone.
What was the one where
he got that Monkey Bone
fucking
money?
Monkey Bone reference?
God, the 2000s were just a weird time.
Where was the one where he was in a bunker his whole life, and then he came up to like the crazy early in the late 90s?
Was Encino Man 2?
No.
They really just took the same plot.
It did, yeah. But you remember what I'm talking about?
No, I remember Bewitched though. Remember that one? My ex used to love that movie.
No, not
Bedazzled.
Bedazzled.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't bad. I thought it was funny. I mean, I don't know if it holds up. I guess if I were to watch it now, it probably wouldn't be great. There was a time that we thought Austin Powers was hilarious. Have you watched
Blast
it?
from the Past, everyone says.
Blast from the Past. Thank you.
Which is basically Encino Man.
That was a test. Anybody that knew that reference is banned. We don't want any Brendan Fraser fans.
Somebody said with Alicia Silverside. I think you mean Silverstone.
Yeah, Silverstone.
Alicia
Silverside.
Silverside. Whatever, close enough. Yeah, remember that movie with Alicia Silverchair?
And Brendan Franchise? They're real good.
It's a good movie, man. Remember that guy, Sean Astin Martin? That guy was awesome too. He was in Encino.
Sean Astin Martin.
He was in Reseda Man,
Receipt of...
starring Brody Stevens as the caveman. I used to throw baseballs, well, you know, and then you hung yourself.
Oh, fuck. Someone goes Alicia Silverfish.
She was fuckable, though, man. I always want to fuck Alicia Silverfish.
Her peak was Clueless, though, right?
Yeah, but even when she got a little chunky, like, she could still...
But, you remember Paul Rudd was in Clueless? And as, like, her stepbrother? He looks exactly the same, and she is aged like a potato. Like, it's completely aged terribly.
It is weird.
Yeah.
And Paul Rudd was like 40 in Clueless.
I know. He was the older stepbrother.
Yeah, he was like 55 in Clueless.
So, we have to finish it.
What are they doing? What are they putting in themselves, right? That has to
baby plasma.
Like the foreskin baby plasma stuff has to be real, right?
I think it is. I mean, I know that
because it's a coincidence that all these fucking A-listers just don't age.
You could go to South America right now and you could look it up. This is real, where they will inject you with a 19-year-old bone marrow, like from a 19-year-old.
Yeah,
you get your bone marrow replaced. Like
and I wasn't kidding about the baby plasma back in the day. There was
you're right.
rumors that it was in Japan that you could go. It was almost like that hospital in the fucking Hitman video game, and you can get. No, seriously,
I'm just thinking of it now.
There are like secret clinics like that in Japan, like up in the mountains, and like the super elite can go and get fucking baby plasma.
Everything is sterilized with glass doors. You're right. It's just really weird.
Yeah, and you can only get there by fucking helicopter. And that's where like these fucking Texas billionaires who chain smoke can just go get like baby lungs put into their body. It's like it's
Baby
fucking-
lungs would be so tiny though.
Whatever, same thing.
It's hard to breathe.
Yeah, but they'll grow.
Sorry, I have baby lungs.
Yeah, they'll grow though. You know what I mean? You still want the baby lungs.
You're
'cause
right.
then
They'll grow into them.
Exactly. You just have to take little breaths. You still have 2 of them. I mean, there's a lot of people that survive with 1 lung. Having 2 baby lungs is like having 1 lung, and then it'll grow over time.
We call them Joey Baby Lungs.
Yeah, Joey baby lungs. He gets them in an igloo cooler. He brings them out.
So, hey, bro, let's just finish this, please, and we'll go to break.
Take the exam for their child or to correct their child's answers afterward.
Who the fuck wants Aunt Becky taking the exam for
she's
them?
also stupid.
To achieve a sufficiently
Who was
high...
the second president of the United States? John Stamos? My co-star from Full House.
pre-agreed score on those tests. Singer accomplished this by paying...
Being Jewish. That's it. We granted all he says. Singer accomplished this by being Jewish.
Also, he's being found not guilty by reason of being Jewish. He couldn't help himself, Your Honor.
Gavel, gavel, gavel.
They just can't help themselves from scheming
Oh,
and
fuck.
scamming. It's just in their nature.
Defendant Mark Riddell, also charged today, to take or correct the exams, and by bribing 2 exam administrators, defendants Nikki Williams and Igor Dvorsky,
Oh, fuck, put him out on blast.
to allow this to happen on their watch. Singer paid Williams about $5,000 per student, and Dvorsky about $10,000 per student.
Again, somebody's getting a better deal here.
To facilitate the scam, Singer counseled parents to take their children to a therapist and get a letter saying that because of purported learning disabilities or other issues, the child needed additional time to complete the ACT or the SAT.
Bro, this is so bad. And I'm gonna say this.
That's
right now.
medical fraud. Now, this a lot of stuff go. When this started as I thought this was going to be a funny story about Aunt Becky getting caught new,
I know.
but this is fucking legit a problem.
No, this is gonna be like a fucking national scandal.
These
This
are the
is-
only
and-
ones they've
and
caught so far.
There's gonna be more.
There's going to be other colleges. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I want these colleges to all get sued out of existence.
How amazing would that be? This is the downfall. This is what fixed the college system.
By the way, if you're watching this and you got kids, send them to that ITT Tech. Send them to that
Technical college.
Yeah, wherever they teach you how to fucking become a boat mechanic or some
Yep.
shit, or a plane mechanic. Go do that.
Even a car mechanic. If you're a good car
even a
mechanic,
car
you can make money.
But I'm saying that, like, if you look at some of those, like the courses, it's like an extra $20,000 to take the airplane mechanic one, and trust me, you're never gonna want for work.
Oh yeah, I have an actual friend who's in South Florida who's a boat mechanic. Guy makes hand over fist. I'm talking couple grand a year. And when I ask him, well, how is it any more difficult than being a car mechanic? He goes, it's actually easier. He goes, but the thing is, it's such a high demand, and there's like 10 boat mechanics. You could get paid really well being one, at least down here.
Once the companies that administer those exams had agreed to the extra time, Singer arranged for the child to take the exam individually with one of the proctors he had bribed, or one of the administrators he had bribed.
I was so sad that I missed college, like back in the day, because you do feel a loss when you don't go to a college. And it's like, as I got older, I was like, fuck, dude, I totally avoided getting fucking scammed. It's all a fucking scam. What?
It's the TV. It's a smart TV fucking update or some
Like the
shit.
TV was just telling you that if you had that TV, you can get money for a
Yeah,
class
that's
action.
weird, right?
It's a very weird delivery method.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, let's get a new TV.
Yeah, why not? But you're, but you know, you're right. It's the same. It's the same people that look down at college is the biggest scam to begin with. So let's start with that. But it's the same people that are talking down to you, that are telling you you're an idiot because you didn't go to school. Mike, I had a very similar experience to you when I was younger. I went to a community college, you know, and I remember telling my parents, just a dick back then. I'm like, why didn't you guys save enough money? I really wanted to go to a real college, even though my fucking grades were terrible. So I was being
And
a
you would
dick.
have wasted their money.
And
in
I would
college.
have wasted their money. I mean, I would have wasted all of it. And I was like, why didn't you send me, why didn't you send me to college? I wanted to have a college life and blah, 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 blah. And they're both laughing at me because, neither one of, my mom did end up going to college when she was older, but neither of them wanted to college. And they're all working these, working stiff jobs. And like, fuck you. Like, fucking go to I had to work at Burger King. And with the money I made at Burger King, I had to pay for my community college. And I never even finished it. I would have wasted their money.
No,
oh
yeah,
my
same
God, you're
thing
right.
for
I would have
me.
wasted it.
I look back and I'm like, God, I'm glad I'm not fucking still paying that shit off.
Yeah, there's some people that are $200,000.
Either at a location in Houston or a location in California. Beyond the SAT and ACT scam, parents also paid Singer money that he then used to bribe coaches and administrators to designate their children as recruited athletes for various schools. In return for bribes, coaches would use slots that their schools had allocated to them for the recruitment of athletes, instead to take the applicants Singer had identified. Singer worked with the parents to fabricate impressive athletic profiles for their kids, including fake athletic credentials or honors, or fake participation in elite club teams. In many instances, Singer helped parents take staged photographs of their children engaged in particular sports. Other times,
So they were doing photo shoots? Yeah, that's true.
What?
They were doing photo shoots of their kids playing. No, throw the football. Spiral the ball. You want to get into USC?
Do you know a good Photoshop guy who could just Photoshop the ball? Spiraling really well. Do me a favor. Get a shot of Drew Brees throwing a football. And get me that football. Photoshop that into my kid's thing.
Who does CGI for Fuller House? Can I pay him off? He'll do it
Would be
for me.
another like $15,000.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's finished. Do it.
Singer and his associates used stock photos that they pulled off the internet, sometimes photoshopping the face of the child onto the picture of the athlete.
I was
You were joking!
I was
You were
kidding.
kidding!
I was kidding. I was joking.
Photoshop Aunt Becky's kid's face onto Dwayne The Rock Johnson at University of Miami.
And submitting it in support of the applications for these children to elite schools.
Fuck, man.
In one example, the head women's soccer coach at Yale, in
What?
exchange for $400,000, accepted an applicant as a recruit for the Yale women's team, despite knowing that the applicant did not even play competitive soccer.
$400,000.
The student was in fact admitted, and afterward, the student's family paid Singer $1.2 million for that service. In addition to the standardized test scam and the college admissions scam, Singer also arranged for someone to take online high school classes in place of certain students, so that those students could submit higher grades as part of their overall college application packages. The parents' payments to Singer for these services were made, at least in part, as charitable contributions to the sham charity that Singer had set up.
Oh boy. Oh no. This is bad. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna go federal.
And they
This
have
is gonna
them
be
dead to
bad.
rights, because when you're publicly saying a sham charity, that means they go, no, it's a sham. We can prove it right now.
Yeah, they're
It's
not.
a-
They won't say that
unless
they would have said suspects alleged to have run or shit. They're like this.
No, this is a sham charity.
They're laundering money. Yeah.
At his direction, employees of the charity sent Singer's clients acknowledgement letters, falsely confirming that no goods or services had been exchanged for the purported donation. This enabled the parents to not only mask the true nature of the payment, but also take the tax write-off at the end of the year.
By the way,
they were getting tax write-offs?
Yeah, they're, oh no, I've already, this is going to be RICO, this is going to be federal, this is going to be money alone. They're not playing. He already said at the beginning, defrauding the U.S. government.
Wow.
By the way, I just looked up college admission scandals, one of the top videos. Faces of students photoshopped onto athletes' bodies as part of the college. I was joking. I was literally making a joke about, wow, he's hopeless. Just put his face on Drew Brees and we'll call it a day.
And they really were doing it. They really were.
Today, we have charged 33 parents nationwide with hiring Singer's group to defraud testing companies and/or various universities.
And I'll say this: these parents are scumbags, but at the same time, like, I kind of feel for them. It's your kid.
Yeah.
You want your kid. Like, I'm not condoning what they did. Clearly, they need to be punished. But it's the organizers that I want to see really get fucking skull fucked into obscurity. Yeah. The parents, it's like, look, that is something I think almost any parent in the world, if somebody said, "Hey, you want to give your kid a little head start?" You know what I mean? You probably would write the check if you had the money. So I'm hoping that the parents all just flip on these other people and ruin their lives. I hope they get 33 people who come in and immediately start cooperating and go, all right, let's ruin this Singer guy's life.
These parents are a catalog of wealth and privilege. They include, for example, CEOs of private and public companies, successful securities and real estate investors, 2 well-known actresses, a famous fashion designer, and the co-chairman of a global law firm. Based on the charges unsealed today, all of them knowingly conspired.
Oh, shit. What if that dude loses his fucking law license? That's what I mean. This shit's going to be so far.
No, you're right. Yeah.
This is like, and by the way, can I just say something? All of these people, leftists.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I don't
everyone.
care.
Let them all.
Just less votes for fucking Bernie next year.
At least 33 less votes for Bernie.
Sorry, don't bitch next time.
And others to help their children either cheat on the SAT or ACT and or buy their children's admission to elite schools through fraud. Singer's clients paid him anywhere between $100,000 and $6.5 million for this service.
Who's the guy that paid $6.5 million? How dumb was your
furious.
kid? How dumb was your child?
His child's probably one of those that's like sells oxy
All
at
right,
school.
so,
crashed 2 Porsche 911s already.
We're going to do the full package for this one, which includes the Facebooking, the SAT, ACT, the retard letter, the high school admission stuff.
Well, so your kid, he's got a little bit of a pudgy face. We're going to have to make it work on the
Smaller.
Photoshop. So that's an extra couple $100 right there.
Used car salesman. You're going to want the Platinum Plus package. Now, that includes everything.
Though the majority paid between $250,000 and $400,000.
Still a lot of money.
This case is about the widening corruption of elite college admissions through the steady application of wealth combined with fraud. There can be no separate college admission system for the wealthy, and I'll add that there will not be a separate criminal justice system either.
So that was pretty much the... They are fucked city. I hope this is just step one. If you think that there was only one guy doing this, you're wrong. There has to be, would you say, at least a dozen?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a dozen other singers out there that are doing this very same thing. These are the ones that they caught. They got one person doing this. Somebody probably rolled over. Somebody probably snitched. Who knows? But this is happening. This is happening.
And these people are basically rich limousine liberals who basically tell you how to live your lives while fucking your kids out of their futures. That's it. And that's why I have no respect. That's why I always laugh when these people go, it's wrong. It's so wrong. And I'm like, what is? Everything you do is wrong.
I think unless your kid needs something very specified, like if your kid's going to become a doctor, obviously they need to go to college. There's some stuff that I understand why you do need an education. You just can't go and be a freelance doctor. I'm not that crazy libertarian. As long as you know what you're doing, you can let anybody operate on you. Like, calm down. But there's a lot of parents that have been pushing their kids to go to college. So while you're sitting there and you're putting them in debt for the rest of their lives, $200,000 in debt, why don't you just tell them, hey, why don't you go to community college? Hey, guess what? Did you know? Here's a little pro tip for the young listeners. You don't have to go to that college to go to the parties.
No, I used to sell weed.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. I had a full-time job, and I sold marijuana when I was like 19, 20. Mm-hmm. And I got to go to everything. I also dabbled in some other, like I was one of those guys that could procure whatever you
Jack
needed.
of all trades, if you would.
And you know what? I fucked a lot of college puss. I woke up on a lot of dorm room floors. I had the same, all the fun of it. I just didn't get the going to class stuff.
Yeah, fuck that.
I went to a job and then I made like $10 an hour. Well, no, I made $12 an hour at the IRS, and then when I did overtime, I had $18 an hour.
Nice.
And then I would get out of work, and then I would just go sell drugs as a college kid. Yeah, and I was like, all right, I'll take that instead.
Yeah, it's like Van Weiler without the debt. We have to go to break, guys. RevengeOfTheCis.com/XPN. That's ProXPN. Get yourself protected when you go online, and it helps us out. RevengeOfTheCis.com/donate is the best way to donate to the show because there's a whole bunch of different ways to donate. Don't forget, the best way that we like, because we know how much money we're getting in all the time, is patreon.com/we're-not-sorry. Become a patron of the show. Hang out. Have a couple laughs. We will be back.
Will we?
Yes, in 5 minutes. Stay where you are, Revenge of this.
The most exciting 2 hours of television is back with an all-new Revenge of the Cis. As Royce and Mersch continue to track an international deep state pedophile ring, their journey to the nation's capital is put on hold as Orlando's best police cops receive a cryptic message from an old colleague.
It's a message from my old partner. He needs to see us in Los Angeles right now. Says it's related to our case.
Do you trust him?
As much as I trust you, partner.
What's to know then? A detour from their original investigation finds these no-nonsense detectives in the middle of Hollywood.
Thanks for meeting me. We can't talk long. They're probably following me.
Who's following you?
The Podesta brothers. They've got eyes everywhere, Lopez.
Now trapped between deep state globalists and the Hollywood elite, Lopez and Mersch are on the case. They're no longer avenging Orlando. They're saving America. And this week, they're taking on Pedowood.
I've been working this case. This Dan Schneider guy, producer at Nickelodeon, he's into kids. Or feet. Or kids' feet.
Yeah, the iCarly guy.
How do you know all this?
Thanks for meeting me.
No problem, Miss Bynes.
This is Amanda Bynes? Jesus, she looks terrible.
Dude, she can hear you.
Watch this week as the web grows bigger, the case becomes more complex, and more older model cars get wrecked and plenty of nameless extras get shot. This week on an all-new Revenge of the Cis, followed by Nazi Lawyer. USA, hotels don't have Netflix.
For this performance in
To make your shopping day a little easier.
Mervyn's Dollar Day sale is going on right now, and that means great buys on clothes for kids. All this week, you can save on boys' clothes by Campus Le Tigre. Short-sleeve Le Tigre knits are the shirts all the boys will be wearing back to school.
Do you like pranks, guns, and jokes about retarded people? Well, so do we, but odds are your liberal snowflake friend doesn't. How would you like an easy, cost-effective way of screwing with that friend anonymously without losing your Twitter account? Guns for Tards is the perfect way to trigger SJW anonymously through the mail. For a low fee, your target will receive a beautifully designed professional mailer from our fictional Guns for Tards charity, containing a thank you letter for their donation. They'll be led to believe that money was donated in their name to a charity that advocates Second Amendment rights for the mentally handicapped people in their area. For a few extra bucks, they will receive pictures and a detailed profile of a retarded person who they helped harm. It's all fun and games, well, except for that idiot who gets this in their mailbox and freaks out. Messing with someone through the mail is effective. Most people do it trolling over the internet, but regular mail is way more invasive. Whether it's a boss, an ex, or a liberal professor you don't like, this is the perfect way to screw with someone anonymously for the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, a cup of coffee in Manhattan, in a fancy coffee shop. Check out www.gunsfortards.com and select a package today. Use promo code MERSH for 10% off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can rebuild him.
We have the technology. We can make him better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. A new night, a new time. The Sully Show returns to More Like Radio, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern before Dutch and Royce. Tuesday nights will never be the same.
I am the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. I am a thatched roof cottage in Wales. I am the best of Great Britain. I am British Caledonian Airways.
If we want to make money, we need to honor ancient Irish traditions, like serving an irresponsible amount of booze to people who are genetically predisposed to having alcohol problems. You see, St. Patrick started that tradition, and that's why we celebrate him today.
Yeah, no, that's not what he did. No, he played the flute for some kids, and then he lured them into a cave somewhere, and he diddled them.
Now, you got him mixed up with the Pied Piper.
Right.
St. Patrick didn't play the flute. He drove the kids out of Ireland, and then he molested them.
No, if St. Patrick molested kids, he would be regarded as a scoundrel.
No. I feel like in the olden days of the Catholic Church, pedophiles were regarded as heroes.
All right, look, guys, St. Patrick didn't do any of that shit, okay? He drove the snakes out of Ireland.
I don't know about all this. I kind of want to just do the traditional thing of, like, sticking around the bar and trying to catch the leprechaun.
No.
The leprechaun thing again.
Stop, guys, I'm going to catch him. I'm, like, this close.
You're not going to catch him because he doesn't exist.
Please, dude, you know what? I don't even know if I've set up my flute traps for him yet.
Charlie, enough with the leprechaun.
Okay, wait.
I mean, can you believe him? Who
so
cares?
stupid.
Look, I'm trying to. You know what?
Here.
Actually, I might want to get myself a flute.
I was thinking the
We've
same
been
thing.
talking. You were?
I was thinking
yeah,
the same thing.
because I feel like it's
I know we're kind of old.
Go get a flute. Go get a flute. Yeah, go get a flute. Everybody, go get a flute.
Second hour, Revenge of the Sis. Welcome back. Tuesday show, March 12th. Don't forget this week, there will be no show on Friday because we will not be here. However, I'm sure we'll be doing a lot of streaming over the weekend.
We'll stream from the road a little bit too.
We'll stream from the road. We'll have some fun. I mean, it should be. It's just we're still gonna give you plenty of content, whether you like it or not, motherfuckers. All right. So yes, we're back here in the second hour. Let's go. Let's do this. So, Jennifer Lawrence,
beautiful butthole.
J-Law, nice butthole. We've all seen your butthole. Made a short film that the left is entirely just fawning over. It's called Unbreaking America.
We have to give credit where credit's due.
She's beautiful.
Beautiful, right?
Absolutely.
We can agree there.
Yeah.
The list of positives ends there. Well,
Yeah,
no,
no, that's it. I'm trying to
promiscuous too, so that's a plus.
She fucks.
She fucks, and she's good. Like so to that. Yeah. But the rest of this is probably not going to be very flattering. I just wanted to be nice. Compliment sandwiches, Royce.
So the premise of this, and some centrists are lauding this video. It's supposed to be unbiased look. This is the same Jennifer Lawrence who says Trump's policy on global warming is why hurricanes are hitting people. Remember, we played that video a couple of years ago, and this is the same Jennifer Lawrence.
This is the same Jennifer Lawrence who says things like, "No, Harvey, please don't get it on my makeup."
That's
then I'm going to have them redo it.
Probably.
What? I didn't. That's not.
No, I was doing the meme, like the probably.
Oh, okay.
Please, Harvey, don't get that.
I don't even have to say allegedly. That was a goof, and I didn't imply anything.
No.
Well, I did imply stuff. I didn't say it.
Well, I did say something, but
I did imply some stuff, but
you did and you did it. You did and you did it. You did and you did it.
I'm gonna go outside. I love it. I love this stuff. I love it.
All right, so let's watch her video. Unbreaking America.
If you're anything like me,
I wear
Nothing
business
like
pants and a belly shirt for some reason.
I'm nothing like you. We're nothing alike, Jen.
You do have a nicer butthole than I do.
Much nicer.
Much nicer buttholes.
you may find yourself constantly overwhelmed by everything that's wrong with politics. And when I say politics, I'm not talking about Democrats or Republicans.
But I'm totally talking about Republicans.
Only Republicans.
Only Republicans. No, this is fair and balanced. Let's hear it.
I'm talking about the flaws that exist in our political system, regardless of which party is in power.
This is their new angle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
This is the Democrats' new angle. Look, guys, it's about all of us here. We've all made some mistakes.
By the way, this is all contrived, and of course I know you know that, but this video came out the same day that Nancy Pelosi says, we're not going to file for impeachment. It's too divisive.
Exactly. Look,
same
I get
day.
it. I get it.
Same day.
Look, our investigation of Trump's falling apart. I get it. We rape kids and make up hate crimes. I got it. We get it. A lot of people made mistakes. But we're willing to look past those mistakes.
Wait, but you're the one making the mistakes.
The left is like, no, the left is acting like every fucking bitch I've ever thrown into the street who was absolutely just a fucking narcissistic piece of trash who would cheat on you and then be like, look, I get it. Are we going to just throw mistakes in each other's faces? Yes, I am, because I didn't make any mistakes. That's how it generally works. Like, if I'm making none of the mistakes and you're making all of the mistakes,
Or it's a situation.
generally speaking, I want to discuss the mistakes.
Yeah, no, but it's also a situation where the mistakes are like, all right, no, you're right. I left the toilet seat up. You fucked my brother, though. So, like, your mistake is different than my mistake.
You sound like a fucking football team that's 2-9, and they're going, well, there's a win-loss. And you're like, I don't know, Cleveland. You tell me. You know what I mean?
Poor Cleveland.
But it's like,
I know.
Yeah, of course win-loss records don't matter in Cleveland because you'd kill yourselves. Like the same thing with, of course, we don't want to focus on who is right or wrong because you're wrong and you don't want to kill yourself from the guilt.
In Minecraft.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Butthole. I'm
Hey, her name's not Butthole.
Whatever. Jennifer.
Her name is not
Hudson,
Butthole.
Jennifer Garner. Continue.
It's hard to talk about politics these days, but look, the government is ours. We pay for it, so it needs to work for us. And right now it doesn't. And I mean, it really doesn't.
Trump, am I right?
The woman, the same woman from the same party that has been absolutely destroying the moral fabric of this country.
Thank you, Jennifer. Very cool butthole. Absolutely gorgeous butthole.
So what's going on here? Is it Russian meddling in social media? Is it him? Is it her?
It is first off, she's not in the picture.
First of
anymore.
all, it ain't her.
It ain't
we
her.
know it ain't her.
No.
If there's one thing, there's one person we can finally not blame.
It's not her.
For the state of any current politics. It's old retired Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
He beat her into retirement. Like you know when they do like a loser leaves town match?
Oh yeah.
That's what that was. It was Dusty Rhodes versus like some fucking jobber heel. The loser leaves town, and that bitch left town.
Freeze goes, this new Hunger Game movie looks really weird.
Those two were the least popular presidential candidates since they began keeping track of such things.
But you were fucking shouting from the rooftops how awesome Hillary was, and you phony! You're a phony!
You were literally with her.
Yeah, you're a phony. You didn't say that when it would have been morally valuable. When you would have, Hillary's pretty shitty. Like she fucking sucks. But I respected Democrats that were. I'm sure you had some friends too that were like, look, we know Hillary's terrible. We're gonna vote for her, but she's fucking. I hate her. Like, look, she's killed people. We get it. We're gonna vote for her. But no, they were like you said. I'm with her. Girl power. First female president. Queen.
Well, don't worry. But that'll sure maybe happen someday, ladies. By the way, for the way you all acted after you didn't get your way, there will never be a woman president. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah, no.
Do you understand that as I was falling asleep last night, I actually like imagined myself. What?
I find it funny the things that you imagine. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but I literally was laying in bed last night imagining a scenario in which I would vote for Tulsi Gabbard. No, obviously I wouldn't, right?
What are some of the scenarios? Okay, now I got to hear this. So, like, what are some of the scenarios that would make you vote for her?
Oh, one very simple scenario.
Okay.
If I do not get my wall.
Okay, so there's one.
If I do not get my wall, I will vote for Tulsi Gabbard. Do you hear me, Trump?
Is it a spite vote?
Yeah. And that's like but I was just thinking, like, what is the only scenario where I would vote for a Democrat? And that's when I was like, it would be Tulsi Gabbard. But then my second thought was, I won't vote for Tulsi Gabbard because she's a woman, and because you as women blew it. She seems great, to be honest with you. No, she's a Democrat. She's a broad.
Oh, compared to the rest of the people running, I will agree with you.
She is an American treasure. Like, she's a pedigree. She earned it. That being said, watching the way you've conducted yourselves, ladies, I will never in my lifetime vote for a woman. If I ever get the choice where it's bad candidate versus good woman candidate now, I will vote against that to spite you. So now, understand, I'm not the only person like this in this world. So how many other people like that? You bitches are never, ever gonna see an American president who's a woman in your lifetime, and it's your fault.
Yeah, I the last part you said right there, I agree with. I think more people than not are that way in America, where they go, "Fuck you." People talk about the metrics and employment and the black unemployment, this and that, but there's a big part of us. There's this weird like caveman part of us where you're like, that person's a dick. I don't fucking care. Sure, publicly you're going to come up with other reasons why they're terrible, but you hate them because of who they are. Like, if you spite somebody or you talk down to people, look at what happened to Brie Larson. Brie Larson's a perfect example. Look at what happened to her. Like, Disney had to buy their own tickets back for that movie to seem successful. You ruined a franchise, I think. You know how many people are not going to watch another superhero movie because of what she did?
Yeah, and Brie Larson, by the way, is the perfect example of the kind of people who ruin it for the Tulsi Gabbards of the world. You understand? It only takes one Brie Larson to show up and make us hate 10 Tulsi Gabbards. Because it's like, you fucking cunts.
You're right.
So that's the thing. You're never going to have a woman president. It's just never going to happen because you fucking do shit like that. You send the Jennifer Lawrences and the Brie Larsons out to talk down to us while they're simultaneously paying $500,000 to keep your fucking kids out of college. And then we're supposed to be like, because how many men were at the top of that scandal today? You see a lot of famous dads?
No, it was mostly
Yeah,
women.
it was broads. Because you're scum. You like women, when left to their own devices, are just spiritually garbage. They are. When they're left to their own devices, and that's not to say we can have a conversation about how bad men are if left without a wife and if they just go off in the world alone. Men become sort of awful too, spiritually and mentally. But women are just, when they're left unchecked, it's like children. It's like Lord of the Flies. If you just left kids with no adults and no father to teach them, they would all become fucking disgusting, feral kids. And women are just the same.
So I know you know this, but for those that don't know, Jennifer Lawrence didn't write this. I know you know.
Thanks, Royce.
I know.
What other fucking amazing facts do you have?
I got another one for you. You know who did write it?
She didn't do the cinematography either.
You know who wrote it? Josh Silver.
Josh. Oy vey.
Silver.
Josh Silver, huh? Ooh. Hey, listen here, chicks. Do us a favor, will you, and read these words into the camera. I need you to do that. Read these words into the camera, please. I'll give you a whole bunch of shiny coins.
Do you want to see what Josh Silver looks like? Do you want to see what Josh Silver
I already
looks like?
know what Josh Silver
All right,
looks
why don't you
like.
describe him before I put it up? What do you think?
I'm picturing he almost looks like probably John Oliver. And am I right?
Oh, fuck you.
And he has that kind of look to him and does it. Let me see. I just pictured it in my head like John Oliver, but where?
Look, God, hand to God, guys. We didn't talk about this before the show. I just found out who this guy was when I Googled him. I just found out.
Stop telling me I don't know, guys. I hate when people like, you're just anti-Semitic. Yeah, sure, okay. I could be eating in a nice restaurant with my back to the door and somebody walk in and I'll go, let me guess, a Jew?
Josh Silver,
Wow.
born in 1968, is the co-founder and director of Represent Us, a post-partisan nonprofit organization whose stated mission is to build a movement that fixes America and corrupts political system. Silver, formerly CEO and founder of Free Press, an activist group that promotes accountability in journalism, internet openness, he served as a director of development for cultural arm of the Smithsonian Institute and was the captain manager of a successful 1988 clean elections ballot measure in Arizona. Background. Silver was born in New York City.
New York City? Let me guess, Brooklyn?
It just is New York City. To a Jewish family. And grew up in Asheville and Shelburne, Massachusetts. His mother, Jean Zeiger, an essay poet and a creative writer-director, died in 2009. His father, Carl Silver, is a clinical psychologist at the Western Massachusetts. Josh Silver has one sister. In 1995, Silver was on a river trip to Peru with a friend. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. So let's watch the great writing that he got Jennifer Lawrence to read. Remember, this is nonpartisan, so let's see.
Only 4%
That
of
was
Americans
really
have
funny.
a great deal of confidence in Congress now. Just 4%. America is no longer even considered a full democracy.
It never was! It never was! It never was! It was a constitutional republic! You dumb bitch! You stupid bitch. You are as stupid as your asshole is fucking gorgeous and looks tasty.
You know what? Look, what Mike is doing is called the compliment sandwich. You see?
In most cases, right? In most cases, you could point to, there was 7.5 billion people on this planet. You could point to 99% of them and say, would you rather lick that person's asshole sight unseen? Would you rather hear them discuss whatever topic is on their mind for 5 minutes? 99% of people, I'd go, you have 5 minutes, you have the floor. Yeah. She's one of the only people that, like, again, sight unseen. I don't even know what she's been doing in the last 15 minutes. I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
She could have been playing tennis for 2 hours. I will eat her asshole before I have to listen to her tell me who a good candidate is, or that this country that was never a democracy is no longer a democracy.
Political system failure in America, which is the complete opposite of what our nation's founders had in mind. So I'm going to show you 3 lines that show what's causing this failure, how we can fix it, and what you can do about it.
I hope the 3 lines form the Star of David, because that's the only way you're going to answer what's causing it.
So here's your first line.
Here we go.
What I want you to do is take any issue you really care
Do it.
about.
Are you doing it?
And picture it on this line.
Okay, I am.
This line comes from a Princeton
Okay,
University
issue I
study
really care
that
about.
shows how
Licking her butthole. Put it on. It's on the line.
It is
Perfect.
at the top of my, like, if we're going to get into stuff in 2020, if I'm not getting a wall,
You want to at least lick her butthole?
should I get something, please?
You're right.
That or it's $1,000 a month. Take your pick.
Would you give up the wall to lick her?
No, absolutely not.
I just want to know where you morally stand. That's all, Mike. Ask the tough
I'm a
questions
man of
here.
morals, and I've already licked a lot of buttholes. All right, and I've fucked a lot of girls that look kind of like Jennifer Lawrence in the dark.
Kinda
And
like
let me
her.
tell you something.
I love how the preferences kind of look like Jennifer Lawrence in the dark.
All right, I've had my fun. But what I want is future generations to be able to lick the buttholes of the future Jennifer Lawrences, and I want redheads to survive, so our sons and daughters can fuck them and lick their buttholes. I want a nice future full of white buttholes for our ancestor, or for our fucking descendants to come.
Now, I need you to say, I'm Mike Sheely, and I approve this message, and we have a campaign video for 2020.
I'm Mike Sheely, and I approve this message.
Dude, there you go.
Actually, paid for by the committee to elect Mike Sheely.
Yes.
There you go.
it's
You have
even-
one or the other now.
Yeah, one or the other.
Whenever it's something really questionable and
It's always
really
a
bad,
committee. It's a committee.
a little risky, do the committee one.
You're right.
So I can go, I don't control these people. Yeah. So they called my opponent the N-word. I
didn't.
I didn't approve those robocalls. Sure, I laughed at them.
I actually got one at my house, and I was in tears.
Remember the Pat Little ones?
Yeah.
Dianne Feinstein is a Jew.
And it was like played like really like scary Inception music. Boom, Jew. It's like I don't know if you're gonna get any. Like I don't think if people on the fence politically are gonna go what?
By the way, we've been going on this rant for like 20 minutes. It's been great. It's been fun. We've only got it through 1 minute and 25 seconds of the video.
She's so enraged.
I know.
How public opinion influences the laws that
That
Congress
outfit
does
is so
or
enraging
doesn't
too.
pass.
Again, she's business at the bottom and hooker at the top. I don't know what she's doing.
I'm pretty sure she's just all around hooker.
All around hooker?
Yeah, she's dressed like fucking. What are you, Louis C.K.?
Dressed like Woody Allen.
You should probably borrow the outfit from him after she fucked him.
Want to be my stepdaughter / wife?
She was in one of his movies,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They looked at 1,800 public opinion polls over a 20-year period, and we took their data.
This is
and
why I hate these actresses, by the way, because they fuck guys like Harvey Weinstein and Woody Allen, and then they have nightmares about it for the rest of their lives, and they make $1 million, but then they want to scream at me
Yeah, you're the problem.
and take their fucking bad memories out on me.
Oh, yeah, you're the
Like,
problem.
I was diddled when I was a kid. I don't fucking start fist fights with every adult male that walks into a room. That would be weird. Be like, I didn't have nothing to do with that. I don't know what to tell you. But it's like these Hollywood women are like, you fucking scum, and you're like, I'm not an A-list director who pulled his dick out on you at the Four Seasons. That was a different guy.
plotted it in this chart. See this horizontal line? That shows public support for a law amongst average Americans.
You see this vertical line? That's my vagina. A lot of people have seen it because I don't understand how iCloud works.
Oh, thanks, Tim Cook. Very cool.
Thanks, 4chan. You guys are amazing. It's doing great work.
Vertical line? That shows the likelihood of the public support leading to the passage of a law. When you plot it for the average American, you get a line that looks like this.
Yeah, but you're leaving out all the parts where you and your fucking disgusting city folk allies program people so that public support is artificially inflated for issues that are bad for people. Are you going to get into that? Huh, pretty butthole? Hate this bitch.
There's your issue sitting on that line. If there is zero support for a law, there's about a 30% chance that Congress is going to pass it. And if there is 100% support for something, the most popular thing ever, there's still a 30% chance that Congress is going to pass it.
No way. That's not right.
You know, it is. It's just,
No. Where's this coming from? What kind of skewed
some
bullshit
Jew-
is
some
this
Jew
about?
Some Jew named Silver.
There was a 100%. Here's a perfect example. There was a 100% support for the Right to Try Act. Obviously, no congressman was gonna fucking go, I'm against people trying not to. So 100%, and then it passed. Everybody voted for it. That's not true. There have been many things that have passed with 100% congressional approval. So what the fuck are you talking about?
So the line is horizontal because no matter how much support there is among average Americans, there's still a 30% chance that Congress is going to pass that law.
By the way, the same average American. You're not an average American, though. Again, it's you don't get to talk about. Why is it always the fucking people who get there in fucking limousines and helicopters talking about the average Joe? Hey, the average American, Billy Six-Pack. You don't know what being an average American is.
Princeton determined that the preferences of the average American appear to have only a minuscule, near zero, statistically non-significant impact.
Did you hear that? Princeton determined. Mike's going to die. It was too much for him. Princeton determined what the average American is. Do you hear that?
I hate
her.
Yeah, all of this dumb propaganda, and it's just everybody's like,
No, there's a lot of people on the right today going, oh, this is actually pretty good video. For real, unironically, this is actually pretty good video, dude. That was really good. Shut up, you're an idiot.
On public policy. How in the hell does that happen?
You guys broke America. Now you're going to unbreak it?
Fucking Yes, you summed it up.
You rolled my car, and now I'm going to give you the keys, and you're going to fix it.
Hey man, don't be mad at me. I got your car fixed. Yeah, you're the one that crashed into a brick wall, though.
You're not.
I'm
the
still
person.
mad at you.
I'm not going to trust you to fix something you're not in a position to fix.
Like Mike says, you don't even know how to secure a nude photo of yourself.
Yeah.
Why would we trust the country to you?
Consider this. Politicians are spending up to 70% of their time raising funds for re-election after they get into office.
And people like you and your ilk are going to those fundraisers. Jennifer Lawrence has been to $10,000 a plate dinners before for politicians, and so's everybody. The problem with this, Jewy Silver, whatever your name is, the problem with this is you can't use somebody like this who fucking is part of the cabal to talk to you about Joe Everyman.
Why? Because in order to win a seat in the Senate in some races, you would have to raise $45,000 every single day.
Or be a bartender from Brooklyn.
365 days a year for 6 years to raise enough money to win. Now,
that's why senators are all broke, Mike. Senators have to work second job. We're not talking the House here, okay? We're talking senators, all right? Almost every senator is a millionaire. Almost every senator is a millionaire. And they're always marrying to-do families like Heinz or fucking BP. All the senators are always hooked up with something. So shut up.
consider that only 0.05% of Americans give more than $10,000 to politics. And then you see why politicians have become completely dependent on the 0.05% of Americans, billionaires and special interest groups, who fund their campaigns.
You're the Hollywood, and you are the special interest. No, this fucking no. You billionaires and special interest groups. You're part of more special interest groups. Jennifer, how in the fucking world? I'm sorry, this really makes me upset. These people in Hollywood, Jennifer Lawrence, the Jewy Silvers, you all run special interest groups. You all go to the fundraisers. You're all there all the time.
I just pray. I pray to God Almighty that this woman, every time she closes her eyes, every 20 minutes, all she sees is fucking Harvey Weinstein on top of her, pumping away. She's fucking sweating like he's in a fucking Russian sauna. Every single time she closes her eyes, I want her to picture Harvey Weinstein like, like fucking Frank Reynolds
in the Lethal Weapon remake.
It's just that's what it is.
Yep. It's
Meanwhile, you've got lobbyists writing our laws and donating to the politicians who pass them. We have a two-party duopoly of Democrats and Republicans that
Have you ever voted for anybody but a Democrat, though, Jennifer? Like, again, we have these two parties. Have you ever voted for anybody but a Democrat? No, right?
makes it so that independents can't win, while the American people are leaving the major parties in droves. As you can see
Registered Democrat, Jennifer Lawrence. I'm with her, Jennifer Lawrence.
here, nearly half of American voters are now registered independent. And then there's gerrymandering, with politicians drawing the boundaries of their own voting districts into crazy shapes designed to prevent competition. Today, only 14% of House campaigns are actually competitive. 86% of them are not. And we wonder why young people feel that their vote doesn't matter.
Shut up.
You don't wonder why young people sometimes feel that this is, again, the reason I'm playing this is there's been a lot of even Republicans who are like, this is a good video ad. No, it's not.
I've covered a lot here, but
No,
you've
you've said nothing.
Vast ring of influence over our elected leaders. It's a corrupt system.
But you also were adults here. You don't have to Roger Rabbit this. They're doing anime. Stop. Just tell me what you have to say. I don't need a flow chart.
System in which we, the people, have near zero influence over our own government. And that is sad. That is not the country I feel like I grew up in. But what's worse is that by allowing this to happen, we are causing the failure of the most important issues facing our nation.
You mean like you allowed Harvey Weinstein to fuck your mouth, allegedly.
Allegedly.
You allowed Harvey Weinstein to take you up to his hotel room, allegedly. Like you allowed that, and continuing him doing this to other women against their will.
But
like
then
you
once
allowed.
you got your Hunger Games
right,
deal,
right.
then you got to stop this shit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Fucking phonies, man. The lot of them.
And also, can I be honest with you, Jennifer Lawrence, between you and me, sweetheart, baby girl, you're wasting like all your sexy, nice, good titty years, your nice butthole years. Like, wait till you're like Alyssa Milano or like Rose McGowan, and you just physically look like a pile of shit, like a used-up stripper. Then, when your looks are faded, like you're
pivot,
using
you
up all
pivot.
your woke points. What are you going to pivot into when you're ugly?
Wasting trillions of dollars a year on fraud and abuse in our own government. 1 in 5 American children live in poverty. Our health care is the most expensive in the world. We have more people in prison per capita than Russia and China.
And do you want to know the percentages of those people in prison? You want to ask that question?
Well, you know, Royce, despite being only 13% of the population, they make over 50% of the prison population. Dun, 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 dun.
I did not know that.
You did.
You're right.
You did.
Losing jobs to the rest of the world, and we're not even doing enough to keep our air and our water clean for our children. America was founded on the promise of self-governance, but instead we have statistically
a 2% of the population that is controlling the entirety of our government. Is that what you're going to say? Because if you're going to say, then maybe this video is great, and I'm completely missing it.
Significant impact on public policy. So the question is, how do we unrig this system? I'm
Wait a
obsessed.
minute. Next time there's a close-up, I need you to pause.
Sure. Oh, there you go.
Can I say something?
Uh-oh.
Make an observation that I think I'm. Does she have like the herp?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's why they did it in black and white too.
Like, I'm just wondering. It's like all of Hollywood pretty much has herpes.
Yeah, they'll give it to each other.
Non-significant impact.
Oh yeah, I think you might be right.
Right? That's like not.
No, that's not normal.
On public policy. So the question is, how do we unrig
Oh, now
this
that's all I see now.
Yeah, I caught on to it. I'm like,
Yeah.
system? I'm obsessed with this idea, not just of
Right above here, right above here on her lip.
unrigging it, but actually fixing it. That's when I met Josh.
Here he is. Josh is here, folks.
Oh God.
This is when she met Josh.
This is it. This is the issue behind the issues. If we fix the system, we'll have so much more power.
You rig the system. You are the system.
To fix everything else. So I spoke to some of the most brilliant people in the country.
All Jewish.
Constitutional scholar Lawrence Lessig,
Jew.
Sefer Teachout, and dozens of other constitutional scholars.
Nick Penman. Bruce Ackerman. Norm Ornstein. Richard.
Every single time.
Richard Painter, isn't he that guy? The dumpster fire.
That's a dumpster
That's
fire.
a dumpster fire.
Yes.
And experts and strategists. They all said the same thing.
We cannot have meat and cheese on the same plate.
Made this very clear.
We told you.
You could pass a law that would stop political bribery and fix our broken elections. And if you could do that, you could wrest power away from the corrupt establishment and put it back in the hands of the people.
All right, Gary Johnson, we get it.
Here's how you fix our broken elections.
A rope. A rope and 1 day a year. What do you say, Mike? You think that'll fix it?
From the Inquisitor, November 16th, 2014. Jennifer Lawrence talks having herpes. I swear to God.
So she does?
She made some kind of joke.
Okay, what did she say? Oh no, she might. I think you might have just.
I don't know, but when I searched for Jennifer Lawrence herpes, I got, like, let me put it this way. If I was going to go fuck Jennifer Lawrence, and I Googled Jennifer Lawrence herpes, if I was going to fuck any girl and I Googled their name and herpes and this many results came up,
yeah,
I would be concerned.
Yeah. It would at least.
It would come up during dinner.
Yes, it would at least involve more investigation, right?
Yeah. Just
And
saying.
Gerrymandering with independent redistricting commissions.
Create ranked choice voting so third parties and independents can run and win.
Implement automatic voter registration and vote from home.
And here's how we can crack.
Vote from home. These fucking idiots have been trying to push this vote. Voting from home is never going to happen. Okay? Voting from home is never going to happen. The worst you're going to get is an absentee ballot, right? That's which I understand. But you're not going to ever be able to log on and vote online. That would lead to so much corruption and to so many bot farms and to so many people. Automatic voter registration is something else that shouldn't happen. Automatic voter registration, because that's how you get people.
You need to show up and show your ID. That's
yeah,
how it should be.
that's how some people, because when a lot of the illegal immigrants, when they come here, they get fake social security numbers, and they're automatically registered, and they go vote under someone else's name.
Crack down on political bribery, overhaul lobbying and ethics laws, and close the revolving door so politicians can't be bribed with high-paying job offers.
Mandate full transparency of political spending so we know who's trying to buy influence.
Spoiler alert, it's the Jews.
Yeah, and also
if you want to know.
And also, spoiler alert, that info's all out there. It is true.
Yeah.
Like, you can find that info out. You're just lazy.
Yeah.
Give every voter a $50 or $100 tax voucher so politicians spend time fundraising from their constituents, not just that 0.05% that I talked about earlier.
Whoa. So give... Wait. What? Pay voters so the government should give money in tax vouchers to voters so then voters could use that money to give it to the candidates that they want.
You don't like that? You don't like that idea? You don't want the Democrats to get another fucking $5 billion a year to spend?
Are you saying that we should... I want to see if we can get this right. We should get $50 to $100 vouchers from the government, because where else is it going to come from? And tax subsidies, whatever you want to call it, money. That way, that money could be earmarked so they could give it to whoever that they want. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
By influence.
Give every voter a $50 or $100 tax voucher so politicians spend time fundraising from their constituents, not just that 0.05% that I talked about earlier.
You're part of that 0.05%, Jennifer. You work there.
If you could pass even just some of these reforms, you would undo that ring of influence and begin to reinstate we the people as the most important influence over our elected leaders. So we took all of these reforms and put them in a model law and named it the Anti-Corruption Act. And get this, 87% of Americans support making the Anti-Corruption Act the law of the land.
The Anti-Corruption Act probably also includes another $6 billion subsidy to Israel.
Yes,
it's like hidden in there. They have all these things, and at the bottom of the page in fine print, and we're also giving $6 billion to Israel.
Yeah, that's fine. Is it too late to add another billion? That's fine as it is.
It's fine as it is. Yeah.
We'll do it next year.
Look at the breakdown. 91% of Democrats and 83% of Republicans. It's incredible. Now, you might be thinking 9 out of 10 Americans. Surely Congress will pass it. But on this issue, more than any other issue, it's like asking the fox to put a lock on the henhouse. Politicians won in the current system, and they have an incentive not to fix it. So we need to go around Congress, in this case, by passing anti-corruption acts in cities and states all across America. Now, every time I say this, people look at me and say,
"Get out of my home."
How does passing city and state laws lead to fixing all of these problems?
Really, you know what, dude? I was joking, but he
does.
Looks like a young John Oliver.
He looks like John Oliver. He does.
Bugs me.
Government.
Can I do this part?
Go for it.
Ugh, I hate.
Yeah, I already fucked you, so you can do whatever you want. I guess.
hate this
this camaraderie.
Hey, I got it, pal. Hey, we're all just being
we're
casual
friends.
around here.
We're friends. Hey, want to grab some za after this?
This video didn't cost $200,000 to make. Hey, hang on. I got this. Hang on. They just had to touch up my herp lip in the makeup room. I'm back, troll.
Dude, that is herp lip. I mean, if I had to guess.
So, first of all, the U.S. Constitution gives states sole control over how elections are run, even federal elections. So when we fix gerrymandering...
You hear the guy off stage, hey, you didn't drink out of this cup, did you? Okay, good.
I'll just get a new cup. I'll get a new cup. Yeah. I'll just get a new cup. It's fine.
...or election laws, that fixes the federal election in each state. That means that by going state by state, we have an immediate impact on how we elect Congress.
That's a hurt.
And
that's
dude, that's all I could see now. All I could see now is right above it, right here above it.
See, to anybody out there who gives me shit for not having a good attention span, my lack of attention span finds things like herp lip. It's like, I get bored, and I'm like, oh, wait, do you have herpes?
How we hold them accountable. But there's more, and that brings us to our second line.
Oh my God, it's another
This line
line?
is from a Bloomberg News study. It finds
Oh,
that throughout
good. More
Bloomberg.
Jew stuff.
Yeah, Bloomberg News study. You don't like Bloomberg?
American history, passing
You
state
know, for
laws
2% of the population, I sure run into a lot of you all the time.
It's very weird, right?
leads to federal victory. Let me show you what I mean.
Don't.
This chart shows the number of states over time that passed laws giving women the right to vote.
And all of those laws were a mistake. Everybody who did that ruined this country. Right after women got the right to vote, prohibition went into effect.
Western Echo says she makes a lot of good points, but I can't tell if he's doing a bit or not because he is very funny, but on the other hand, he also is very dumb sometimes about these things.
I wouldn't call him dumb.
He said some pretty dumb shit before. He said some pretty centrist man type of stuff before. Oh man, I'll tell you what, both sides are ridiculous, like that kind of pedestrian bullshit. So I don't know if he's. I'm not kidding. I love Western Echo, but he does say a lot of pedestrian shit politically. So I don't know if he means it or not. No, she's really good. I think she's a smart cookie with a herpes sore on her lip, telling me how to live my life.
Oh boy.
It hits the right side of the chart. That's the federal victory. Okay, now I want you to watch the blue line. We're going to do this again with interracial marriage.
Boo! I mean, go on.
There were a few states.
Yeah, there's another word for that, Jennifer. It's called miscegenation. And I will not have it in my household.
But you know what you need to show about this?
Northeast that made it legal decades ago, centuries
And
go by.
right-
And we hit this blue line where all of
And
us.
right here, that was the boom of mulatto babies. Right there. You see
Stand
that
up
line?
and be counted. Call yourself a man. No, we're not going to sing that.
Sudden there's a rush of activity, which leads pretty quickly to federal passage. So here we are again with same-sex marriage. One state, Massachusetts, for
Somebody
many years.
Harry wrote, this is how you make De Niro babies. Holy shit, that is one ugly kid.
A couple decades later, we hit that blue line, a jump in state activity and federal passage. This isn't about these issues.
And now, because of the same-sex marriage, and we let that happen because it was popular.
Now they want fucking child same-sex marriage.
That's what they want. Yeah, it's great. Perfect.
Let me marry a kid and fuck him, bro. Whatever, I don't care anymore.
Is about a winning political strategy. The crucial finding in the Bloomberg study is that a key event, often a court decision or a grassroots campaign reaching maturity.
Well, no. Let me give you a little lesson here, Herplip. It's called the Overton window. See, and you degenerate fucking child fucking drug-addled, psychotic, narcissistic billionaires keep pushing the Overton window further and further, so that at this point we're gonna have fucking child marriage at some point. It's happening,
and it's accelerating.
Yeah,
it's accelerating.
Triggers a rush of state activity that ultimately leads to a change in federal law. So fixing this problem is possible, but how do we create our trigger moment for this issue? Well, the grassroots campaign from the study, that's Represent Us. We're bringing conservatives and progressives together to pass anti-corruption laws all across America.
No, you're not. You're bringing neocons and progressives together to fucking destroy conservatism. That's what you're doing.
Did you notice this entire video of anti-corruption to show you how? Because they really cared about corruption. Did you notice that none of Dewey Silverfine, nothing that he came up with was having illegal immigrants stop voting? Did you notice that wasn't in his bill? Let's make sure only U.S. citizens vote. But no, we're not going to put that on there. That's too hot button. This is bullshit. Anybody who said this is good is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, or they didn't even really talk about lobbying, which...
They mentioned it a little bit, but they did in passing.
But let's be fair. This is a video rife for a good 10-minute segment.
Oh,
just on
yeah.
lobbying.
And illegal aliens voting is a big deal.
But when you take a look on K Street, and you take a look at all these lobbyists, and you take a look at all these...
What street?
K Street.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's what they call it.
I know. I was just asking. I know that's what they call it. It's a place in... Yeah, I know.
It's what they call it.
I know.
So if you take a look on K Street, you will see a lot of case, basically. What?
I think Mike and I have an entire conversation in our mind right now. Go ahead.
You tend to notice that you go, well, gee, this, there seems to be a certain group of people that are very overrepresented around these parts. And then you start going like, what is AIPAC? And then you're like, why are like 4 of the top 10 lobbying organizations for Jewish special rights? And why don't we get rid? This seems like a great source. Remember when Trump was going to get rid of all the lobbyists? Yes. Remember when Trump was like, yeah, get rid of all these lobbyists. And then the folks from K Street.
K Street's a real ghost town on Saturdays. Just so you know, it's a ghost town.
It's not so much a ghost town, but a lot of people walking, a lot of people on foot.
There's a lot of Chinese places open on Christmas, is what I'm saying.
So these folks from K Street stepped in and they were like, oy vey, Mr. President Trump, I know you're the boss now, but we know who the real boss is. We wouldn't want any unfortunate plane crashes.
Yeah, those 737 seems to be going down in droves.
So, anyway, long story
Sorry.
short. Why didn't Mr. Silver delve into the world of K Street?
Using 3 strategic innovations: right-left coalitions,
Gay.
calling out corruption, and
Stupid.
building a movement.
Never
A
work.
big movement. And I'm going to break them down for you.
Can I do this part?
No.
No, you stupid Jew. Imagine if she said that.
By the way, you notice how this Jew paid to make this video where he's being emasculated
Being
by a
cucked.
strong woman. I'm so sick of these.
And he's like, and I also told you not to stand behind me. Ever since Harvey did that, I have PTSD. So don't stand behind me.
First, right-left. This is how people self-identify in America. This isn't party identification. This is how you feel politically. And as you can see, it's 25% liberal, 36% conservative, and 34% moderate.
That can't be right. There's no way that's right.
These are all made up numbers.
These numbers are completely sandbagged or something.
These numbers are as made up as that font. This whole thing has no credibility.
So you're telling me there's more conservatives than there are moderates and liberals? That's not true.
That's a lie.
That's a bold-faced lie.
But for the past 40 years and the reforms I've outlined, it's liberals speaking to liberals using liberal language with liberal messengers.
Like Trump is causing tornadoes and hurricanes. Like the things you were saying, Jennifer?
Liberal. I just had to say that one more time. And you're just not
really
going to
funny.
change the political power structure of America with 25% of the people. Fixing corruption requires that we enlist all Americans, liberal, conservatives, and moderates who...
To do what us liberals want.
Exactly. Thank you. Do exactly what we want.
Shut up and do what Hollywood says.
That's what this is. And we all have to come together and do everything that we say, and if not, we're going to publicly shame you out of your job.
Call you all rapists.
Yeah.
And fucking KKK members.
We're going to make Kavanaugh's life a living hell because he went to a party once in the 80s. But listen to us. No. And that's why any Republicans that are falling for this, and there's a few, talk about a honeypot. This is a typical trick. Honeypot. They get a pretty girl. I know Jennifer Lawrence. She was in the Hunger Games. And they go, she's making a lot of good points, guys. She's making good points. These points are really good. No, they're not. Because at the end of the day, they want you to come together and do what they want you to do. They even use gay marriage in this. That was an issue that was used to be very strongly divided. And then, of course, like Tucker said at the beginning of the show, when you give in a little bit, then it's like, well, no, you know what? Gay marriage and baby fucking. Also, everything happens. Don't fall for this stupid garbage, people. Please don't fall for this. They're doing it in your face. They're saying, let's just all work together as a team to make sure we can give hormones to kids. No! I will never be on your team.
As we've shown, overwhelmingly support reform. Number 2, corruption. When we talk about money in politics, gerrymandering, democracy, campaign finance reform, most people just tune out.
This is like the longest Valtrex commercial I've ever seen in my life, and I'm really getting tired.
Now, right here towards the end, we're gonna get the.
So bored already, lady. Just sell me the fuck. Like, we get it. Just show the part where you're riding a bike and you're happy.
Valtrex may cause constipation, bleeding from the nose. So yeah, we got the whole thing. I just realized what time it was.
Valtrex may cause things like ulcers and temporarily losing your mind and allowing yourself to get fucked by giant, fat, sweaty Jews. So you can kind of get an Oscar. But not even for you, for the movie you were in. So it doesn't really even do you any good.
It doesn't count. Thank you guys for listening. Nightwave tonight.
Yeah, I have to. We only got a limited number of shows left.
Doing a Nightwave tonight, so everybody show your support. Go out there and hang out with the Nightwave crew. Daywave tomorrow, Daywave Live, youtube.com/Daywave Live. And to make sure I get through any missed Streamlabs, let me refresh.
We're band heavy at night now, so just so you know.
Wyatt Earp.
Come on over to Nightwave. We're very band heavy lately.
Wyatt Earp, ROTC was gnarly today. Hey, Fed and Royce, have a good trip. Fuck Jennifer, let Jovi lick her ass. And then Jim N-word 444. He says leg warmers, but it was actually, again, Filipino shade trying to get Jim N-word in trouble.
Yeah, they weren't leg warmers.
I know.
Jim, you drunk cocksucker.
Thank you for listening, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow, and like I said, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Daywave Live. Thanks for listening, guys. See you then.